Will Brad Holmes regret taking Hutchinson over Thibodeau?
He hasn't made a play and been impactful until it matters.
When all the chips were in the middle of the table, Thibodeau delivered.
Oh, okay, but Thibodeau gets put one-on-one and that doesn't get double-teamed. Oh my gosh, you got to tell me the offense ain't thinking we got to double-team Thibodeau. Oh, we can't now. Listen, the first trimester's a rocky pregnancy.
I think you're let's have the discussion. Because you, D-Mac, said some people in the woodwardsports.com chat thread were talking about Thibodeau and
he hasn't
what he's
made
not.
A play. The guys, my whole point is he hasn't made a play and been impactful until it matters to win the game. It's only got to be impactful. Kayvon Thibodeau's proven with the Giants that whatever he's not there, and then all of a sudden when they need him, he's there to win the game, right? So for whatever's going on, that's what we need out of our defense for whatever reason there is. That's the whole point. When it comes down to it, to win a game, hasn't done crap, doesn't have the stats, doesn't do whatever. But when I watch the last play of the game and they're winning, and it's a defensive play, there's 5.
And there's
for the
a strip
Giants.
Sack on Lamar Jackson with all the chips in the middle of the table. You know what I'm saying?
One play a game, that's all you got to make. One big play. If you make
those are one of those 5 plays that turn a football game. And that's what, Sam Flannel.
They got 2 wins, the Giants. And I know we're talking, but he's made 2 plays. And they got 2 wins.
Yeah. And that was the thing that Sam Flannel talked about, the swing plays. Those are swing plays, man. And that's how you measure success in this football league. You just do.
I mean, those are the type of plays that you cannot say for certainty that the Giants would have won those games without Kayvon Thibodeau on the field. That was a big-time pass deflection on Aaron Rodgers in the red zone. That was a big-time sack fumble when Lamar Jackson and the Ravens still had a chance to go down and take the lead, and Kayvon Thibodeau made those plays. And just another thing, one of the reasons why we're also impressed by Kayvon Thibodeau is the fact that he's making plays on a defense that is ranked, I believe, 8th in the league in scoring. And Aidan Hutchinson has often struggled to make plays on a defense that is dead last by a mile in the defense in scoring. I'm not saying it's both, all the credit goes to Thibodeau and all the blame goes to Hutchinson. I'm just saying that is something. And as NFL fans, we see that. And maybe there is a little bit of FOMO with Kayvon Thibodeau. I don't blame you if you have some, honestly. He looks damn good out there.
The woodwardsports.com chat poll. Spencer put it up there. Will Brad Holmes regret taking Hutchinson over Thibodeau? I mean, let's have the discussion. Let's talk about it so far.
No. See, I still believe, can we just give this kid some time, right, to learn, to
FOMO's a great term, though, that he used, because when you see this going on around you, you're like, that's what I wanted. That's what I thought I was getting.
That's what I thought I was getting.
Yeah, that's what I thought I was getting.
Here's the one thing, right, with Hutchinson. He's got the intangibles, right, that I want. The toughness and the motor, right? Now we got to work on the football acumen. We call it hockey IQ, the football IQ. And he's got to get smarter if he figures it out. What makes all the best defensive ends, the best pass rushers, right? They got different moves. You see it every weekend. Go watch a game or watch replay when guys don't get sacks. They still trying their moves every time, setting guys up. We've heard it many times. Hutchinson's got to develop moves. To me, I think it's just, for him, he's not comfortable. He's not comfortable into who he's supposed to be. But I believe with his talent and his work ethic and everything, Neil, that at the end of the day, he will be what we think he's supposed to be. It's just early on, how many guys can come in and make an impact, right, going from playing with men to playing for boys to playing with men? Not very many.
Kayvon Thibodeau.
What?
Kayvon Thibodeau did.
No, for one play.
and you know what
times.
It is, too?
But to Sam's point, too, right? Sam's point to the argument of it's a team game, not an individual game. So to your argument of being the eighth best scoring defense for the Giants, so he's surrounded. And it seems to me what Brian Daboll and the Giants is, it hurts us because we're supposed to be better than them. But when it comes down to it, that defense tightens up and they're all on the same page and they make it tough, even for the best in the world. To Aaron Rodgers and even sacking Lamar Jackson.
And that's what it is. That's, to me, and look, you guys know this about me, right? To me, that's what makes it pop. It was Aaron Rodgers in Aaron Rodgers' time where we've seen him destroy us repeatedly. It was Lamar Jackson who we watched last year destroy us when it all came down to it, with unparalleled athleticism. A former MVP, Rodgers, an MVP of the league. He didn't care. He got the job done. We can talk about it. You can justify it. You can explain it away all you want. At the end of the day, when everything was on the line, when all the chips were in the middle of the table, Thibodeau delivered. And you can't argue that.
Hey, Thibodeau just said, not on my watch.
Yeah.
And just another quick point. I know a lot of people are going to point to the Giants' defense is better, but Leonard Williams has missed some games. Aziz Ojulari didn't play in the last 2 in which Kayvon Thibodeau made
by
winning
injuries,
plays.
man.
But I guess that's
team
supposed
has
to be an
next man
excuse.
up and getting it done.
Yeah. God, see, now I'm letting it come back to this now. So I'm going to get all worked up. When's it our turn?
Yeah.
We're going to do that again. I'm not falling for that one today.
So I just want to put it out there for the people. So far, Kayvon Thibodeau, he's played 4 games, has 12 pressures, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, and 8 total tackles. Hutchinson, through 5 games, has 15 pressures, 3 sacks, and 10 total tackles. So it's pretty close. Kayvon doesn't have a game. Hutch has a game up on him, and as we know, all 3 of Hutch's sacks came in one half.
Yeah.
Most important stat. What's the Lions record? What's the Giants record?
Yeah, that's
There
true.
you go.
I can't get past that, man. That cuts a lot of ice with me when you make plays that alter the course
And
of a
here's
season.
the point. Great point in here by DMAT1616. Daboll's got Wink Martindale. Probably one of the best over the past 40 years defensive minds in football, right? So, can we say that I would assume that Wink Martindale is putting Kayvon Thibodeau in good positions to succeed?
Yes.
Right? So that he's got that going. When you look at who's his defensive coordinator, again, to me, early in the season, it comes to whatever you want, not putting your young guy in the best possible position. Because it looks like the Giants DC, he has been.
Dr. Dirty C. But Tibbs made 2 plays to win a game, so he is way better. You're a clown. What? Okay, man. Like, that Sam Flannel helped me here, bro.
I mean, to be fair, Aidan Hutchinson, when he made his big plays in the first half of the Washington Commanders game, the Lions won. It just shows how important and impactful defensive end is. And Kayvon Thibodeau lately has just made more plays in 2 games that the Giants, probably coming into the season, I wouldn't say had no business winning, but they certainly
no, they
weren't.
had no business. I was told.
But
I was told they had no business winning.
They certainly weren't the favorite, and that's what you have to do. That's how you impact a game. That's how you impact winning.
Somebody explain this to me, right? If dude is a dedicated pass rusher one-on-one every play, doesn't that mean that the coach is putting him in the right position? Right? Don't you shake him off? If you're double teaming him and playing against, don't you move a guy around? How come I watch every other team move the guy around and try to get the guy loose and stuff like this? Instead, it's the same old thing. It's like the same old thing, the frustration. Let's just run the swing pass against us out of the backfield and hit the tight end and let him run 20 yards. It's the same on the same mentality. Yeah, so if you're telling me, oh, okay, but Thibodeau gets put one-on-one and that doesn't get double-teamed, oh my gosh, you got to tell me the offense ain't thinking we got to double-team Thibodeau. Oh, we can't now. Confusion. Isn't that coaching, Neil? Is that not coaching?
You know what's funny about all these discussions, man? And it doesn't matter what subset we talk about with this football. Where do we always end up? No matter what it is. If we're talking about Brad Holmes with the draft, if we're talking about Thibodeau versus Hutchinson, what does it always circle back to? Always.
When's it our turn?
Well, I mean, yeah, but as DMAC always talks about, with the coordinators and the coaches, you know what? It always comes back to that, man. It's amazing. Like these conversations we're having 5 weeks into the season, going on 6. There's a commonality, and it doesn't matter what road we go down. We always end up in the traffic jam. Mm-hmm. We think we're going around it, but we're not.
I mean, I guess that's one of the consequences, though, of actually having a worse defense this year with what we thought was more talent. And the Lions' defense is actually historically bad this year, and Aidan Hutchinson hasn't looked very good. And I think a lot of that has something to do with him and kind of being undisciplined, but also the coaching. I think you got to question Aaron Glenn. I think you got to question Aidan Hutchinson. I think it's systemic at this point, and I never expected it to be this bad already. Not in a million years. Not this year.
But doesn't this weekend really just prove that? when you're looking around and you're on a bye week and then you're getting upset because other teams are doing it with less talent. So what does that come down to? If you can get the most out of less talent, what does that tell you? Where does that come from? Not a rocket science, but isn't that coaching? Right?
And DMAC, that's why, like, this weekend, this bye weekend for the Lions, I think will turn out to be, it's damaged my perception of the coaching situation with the Lions. It has, because I took a deep look at everybody else around the league, and it didn't matter to them. It didn't, like, look at the Patriots, dude. Bailey Zappi comes in the game and starts throwing for 400 or 300 plus yards in games. Like, it doesn't matter. To everybody else, it doesn't matter. And DMAC, I'm sorry, like, I know you have the clock and stuff like that. We birthed this clock together, you and I. But things have changed, man. With new information.
We're going full term, Neil. I don't care. You're not getting a
damn sure allowed to change your
on
opinion.
this watch. We're going full term. I'm holding you to it. But yes, it's got to be a rock. Listen, the first trimester is a rocky pregnancy.
I think your clock may be getting a C-section around the holiday.